Hello everybody. Today we are going to be building some silly sentences with words that have the long A vowel team in them. These long A vowel teams all use the AI vowel teams. Now we also have the EIGH vowel teams up here on top, but first we're going to work with all the AI vowel teams. So let's think of what kind of sentence we can build with these words. Everything in this list ends with an N. So we have drain, chain, main, train, vein, pain, strain, brain, complain, rain, and stain. Everything in this list ends in an L. So we have jail, tail, trail, pail, bail, nail, gale, snail, mail, sail, rail, and hail. Notice each group of words rhyme. They all rhyme together. All the ones that end in N rhyme. All the ones that end in L rhyme. We only have two that end in M. Aim and claim. They rhyme. Wait and trait rhyme. Ain't, saint, paint rhyme. Now this one ends in a T like paint, but it doesn't rhyme with paint because it ends with a ST. Waste and paint do not rhyme. All these end with R's, so they all rhyme. Air, chair, stare, fair, blare, pear, and hair. And then all of these that end in D rhyme. Aid, afraid, paid, braid, raid, made, blockade, lemonade, and band-aid. Let's just use one of these columns. Let's see, Gail is a name, so we have a person named Gail. Gail sent snail mail to somebody. Let's see. Because she wanted to go sail on a sailboat. She took her pail, which is a bucket, so she could bail out the sailboat in case the water got in it. Okay, so Gail sent a snail mail, and if you know what snail mail is, it means an actual letter that you put in the mail, the UPS. The mailman comes and actually picks it up. It's not email like we have nowadays where you can just type in your phone or on your computer and it goes immediately. What people call snail mail is the slow mail that takes a couple of days to get there because it has to be delivered by hand. Gail sent a snail mail to let's just make up somebody's name. How about Bob? To Bob. That she was going to sail on the boat and bring her pail to bail out water if she sinks. Period. How about that? Gail sent a snail mail to Bob that she was going to sail on the boat and bring her pail to bail out water if she sinks. Those are all our ale words with our vowel team AI. All right. Now let's try this line. What can we make with all the vowel team AIs that end in N? Let's see. Maybe I complained because I had to stand in the rain. I had to strain my brain. Move this out of the way. Let's see. I wanted to ride the train. I wanted to ride the train down Main Street. But it was a pain because of the rain. So I complained because I had to strain my brain and I got a stain on my shirt from the rain. Let's see. It was a pain to ride the train. All right. It was a pain to ride the train down Main in the rain. I got a stain on my shirt. I complained about the stain on my shirt and had to strain my brain about where to get a new shirt. Okay, there's my sentence. It, move this down, was a pain to ride the train down Main. Let's see, let's move this down. In the rain, period. It was a pain to ride the train down Main in the rain, period. It's the end of my sentence. You always start your sentence with a capital I and end it with a period or a punctuation of some sort. If it's excited, you want to end it with a exclamation point, which looks like this. If it's a question, you want to end it with a question mark, which looks like this. But this is just a normal sentence, so it just needs a regular old period. Okay. So I complain about the stain on my shirt, so I strain my brain to think of where to get a new one. Period. There's my silly sentence. It was a pain to ride, let me use my pointer. It was a pain to ride the train down Main in the rain. I complain about the stain on my shirt, so I strain my brain to think of where to get a new one. There's my silly sentence with all of the long A vowel team AIs that end in the letter N. You should try this at home, cut you out a bunch of words, and see what kind of silly sentences that you can build with your words. Okay, let's see. We don't have as many of these, so let's use a couple of different ones. We'll use this column and then these two. So we gotta figure out what kind of sentence we can build just using this column and these two columns. Let's see. Blair is a person's name. So Blair was fair. No, what? Let's see. Blair went to the fair. Blair went up the stair to the fair. Blair fixed her hair into a pair of pigtails. Wait, aim, wait, trait, wait. Blair could not wait to go to the fair. Blair claimed she couldn't wait to go to the fair, so she fixed her hair in a pair of pigtails and went up the stairs. She got out of her chair and went up the stairs into the fresh air. I can't think of what to do with aim and trait, so they'll just have to stay out. Okay, so we got our sentences. Let's see. Blair claim, and this is past tense, so we're going to have to add an ed on the end of claim to make it claimed. Blair claimed she could not wait for, let's move these down, for the fair comma, so that's a pause. A comma is a pause in a sentence. Because I'm not done talking, so I didn't put a period. I just paused talking because I'm going to say something else in the sentence. Blair claimed she could not wait for the fair, so she fixed her hair in a pair of pigtails. Period. That's the end of my sentence. She got off the chair and went up, or let's say down. Let's down the stair into the fresh air. Period. There's our silly sentence. Blair claimed, forget we added our in ed ending to show past tense. Blair claimed she could not wait for the fair, so she fixed her hair in a pair of pigtails. She got off the chair and went down the stair into the fresh air. There's our silly sentence. And see what we can come up with just using the words from these two columns. Paint Saint ain't. I ain't afraid to make some lemonade. Let's see. Saint paint waste. I want some lemonade, and I paid for some lemonade. I didn't want to waste my money, but I paid for some lemonade. I put my hair in a braid. Saint paint. It's not the right way to talk, but you could say, I ain't no saint, but I painted the fence, cut my finger, so I had to, and I wasn't afraid, so I got a Band-Aid. Let's see, I ain't a saint, but I painted the fence for somebody and I got paid, so I bought some lemonade. Let's see, where would braid go? I ain't a saint, but I painted the fence while wearing a braid. Then I got paid. I bought some lemonade, but I cut my finger. I was not afraid, and I got a Band-Aid. Okay, I think that's about the best I can do. I can't think of what to use those for. All right. I ain't a saint. A saint's a really, really good person. If I say I ain't no saint, it's like I'm saying I'm not the best person in the world, but I'm doing something nice for somebody. I ain't a saint, but I paint, and I'm going to put past tense ed, painted, turn paint into painted, because I did it in the past. I ain't a saint, but I painted her fence, period. That's the end of my sentence. I'll start a new sentence. I wore a braid, because I didn't want my hair to get in the paint. I wore a braid and got paid, so I got some lemonade, period. That's the end of my sentence. I cut my finger and was afraid until I got a Band-Aid, period. There's my silly sentence. I ain't a saint, but I painted her fence. I wore a braid and got paid, so I got some lemonade. I cut my finger and was afraid until I got a Band-Aid. That story's just all over the place. I ain't a saint, but I painted her fence. I wear a braid and got paid, so I got some lemonade. I cut my finger and was afraid until I got a Band-Aid. Okay, that's a pretty silly sentence. When you cut out these words ahead of time, it's hard to think of how to build them in a sentence, but it's good practice. And it's fun. So you should try it at home. Okay, now we got one left. We got all the E-I-G-H words. And I haven't even cut these apart yet, but they all make the A sound. Straight, freight, weight, sleigh, neigh, ate, and neighbor. Neigh is the sound a horse makes. Neigh. Okay, so I go straight to my neighbor in a sleigh drawn by horses that say neigh. And it's overweight because it's full of freight. Ate. Or my neighbor said, drive straight, because that sleigh, let's see, my sleigh was My sleigh was pulled by horses that say neigh. Pulled by 8 horses. My sleigh was pulled by 8 horses, making a neigh sound. Okay, my sleigh was pulled by 8 horses, making a neigh sound, and my neighbor said go straight because the weight is too much from all the freight. My sleigh had 8 horses that say neigh, period. My neighbor said go straight because B-E-C-A-U-S-E because the weight of the freight. Speaking of freight, do you hear that freight train in the distance? I do. The weight of the freight was too heavy. Period. Okay, there's my silly sentence with all the E-I-G-H and one A-I-G-H vowel teams that make the long A sound. My sleigh had 8 horses that say neigh. My neighbor said go straight because the weight of the freight was too heavy. All right, that was actually a pretty good sentence. That wasn't so out there, so crazy. All right, good job, everybody. I had fun building silly sentences with you, and I hope you do this at home because it's good practice building sentences to give you good ideas for maybe writing a story. See you later. Bye-bye.